Do we have a right to enjoy the great outdoors? Welcome back to the RV Odd Couple. My name is John.
And I'm Mercedes. Long story short, we sold all of our possessions to RV Fulltime with a toddler and a dog. One of the reasons that we decided to RV Fulltime was to enjoy nature, and we got to go to Joshua Tree and see the Superbloom. So we want to give you guys tips if you're going to go to Joshua Tree, and then we also want to give you guys a perspective on the Superbloom that no one else is talking about.
We want to talk about our experience that we've had since we've entered the state of California. It's one of the most beautiful states I've ever seen in my life. But the rules, unbelievable rules. So we got an email from two of our subscribers.
Thank you, Alan and Polly. You guys gave us a list of things we must do, and on the top of that list was Joshua Tree. We didn't even know that we were this close to something so beautiful. We got really lucky. We didn't just get to enjoy Joshua Tree, we got to enjoy a taste of the Superbloom. So as we were driving through, we noticed all of these cars parked along the side of the road and all these people walking through the fields. And the fields, I mean, we're going to show you pictures, but they do not do justice to what this experience was like. You know, being able to experience something like this is exactly why we decided to be all crazy, sell our stuff in RV Fulltime. Because how else are we going to get to enjoy so much of what nature has to offer? And this was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I tell you, this is what heaven looks like.
Both of us were just blown away by the absolute beauty in this desert.
The field of flowers looks like it goes on forever. And, you know, one of the things that I don't think they did justice in the news is that they make it sound like it's a solid field and like walking through it requires that you step on flowers. And that wasn't our experience. Our experience was that there'd be a bush of flowers here, a bush of flowers here, and you just walk in between it.
Now, the media would have you believe that human beings are going in there with weed whackers and destroying all the blooms, and it's nothing could be further from the truth. We literally saw thousands of people in this park. Everybody had a smile on their face. Everybody, it kind of seemed to me like it was a bunch of children running around in the blooms in adult bodies, right? Everybody was happy. It was just surreal and absolutely beautiful.
We hope that if you have the opportunity to witness it, do not miss it. Both Joshua Tree and the Superbloom. Yeah. They're both incredible.
Our daughter, being 3 years old, we didn't need to tell her. I think it's almost like she knew that she needed to stay on the path, right? It's just common sense. So we walked through and we had a blast.
So I was looking up some interesting facts on Joshua Tree, and I found out that the Joshua Tree, also known as the Jucca Tree, it is so predominant there because the Mojave Desert has a very unique, it has high altitude, and it's pretty cool for a desert, which makes it really unique and ideal conditions for the Joshua Tree. And I also found out that the really cool rock formations are due to groundwater erosion. So that was really, really cool. And there's a lot of different wildlife there. We were lucky we got to witness the Superbloom, but there's also California juniper. There's also desert scrub oak. It was just incredible to see all these hardy plants that survive in this really abrasive climate.
In 1972, this is where the Eagles shot the cover of their album for that year. It was in Joshua Tree.
So a couple of tips if you are going to visit Joshua Tree. Number one, Joshua Tree is huge.
Millions and millions of acres, guys.
It's huge. So just make sure that you have plenty of water and that you have plenty of snacks, because the sun does beat on you. It makes you a little more tired than usual. So just make sure that you have plenty of supplies. Whether you're driving through or hiking through, you don't want to be caught unprepared. The next tip for Joshua Tree, and the Superbloom, stay on the paths.
Stay on the paths, yeah.
My final tip, if you're going to visit Joshua Tree, is to make sure that you are listening to some good Eagles songs, because they really do fit. When you hear the album and you see that, and you can understand where they got some of their inspiration. It's absolutely magical.
And as usual, the media, for some reason, goes ahead and takes something so beautiful and For the purpose of getting clicks, they want to show how human beings are destroying these super blooms. And we did not see that. And it drives me absolutely nuts. It's just like everything else with the media. They take a snapshot of a very small portion or percentage of our society, and they blow it up like it's going on everywhere, and nothing could be farther from the truth.
If you want to get people to care about nature and care about the great outdoors, they need to experience it. You have to see this in order to realize what it is you're protecting. I can understand certain reasonable limitations so that we don't harm Mother Nature, right? I didn't see one person there intentionally stepping on any of the wildflowers.
There was no one there with weed whackers destroying swaths of land. We never witnessed anybody doing any damage, but we have seen in the media them showing these images of people laying down on the flowers, which, it's something that we wouldn't do, but remember, guys, it's just like real life. There's always a jerk in the crowd. Now, are we going to go ahead and start closing national parks and monuments because there's one jerk?
Depending on the angle that you're shooting from, it can look like a solid field of flowers, but our experience was that it is possible to walk through the Superbloom without stepping on any of the plant life. So we wanted to offer that up because a lot of people are getting judged for going to visit the Superbloom. Yeah, I am not that upset with the consideration of like, hey, we got to protect this. I just think it needs to be reasonable. If someone is caught damaging the Superbloom, that is a problem. I think that it's important to have both perspectives because I think that if John and I, having such different worldviews, can live harmoniously in a 400 square foot RV together, that this country is going to be fine and we can work out our differences.
I'm sure that animals lay down inside or on top of these flowers. It's hardy. They bounce right back with a little bit of sun and water, and they're not going to disappear next year.
If you're in the area, make sure you check out Joshua Tree.
So on a lighter note, guys, the Eagles band shot their cover from the 1972 album in Joshua Tree. So for those of you who want to restrict access of other Americans to public places, take it easy.
We want to hear your experiences. If you guys have been to Joshua Tree or that area, what do you guys think? And we also want to hear your opinion. I'm sure some of you guys feel that the Superbloom should be protected and nobody should be walking through it. And we want to hear we want to hear more about it. And then those of you who are like, don't tell me what to do, we want to hear what you guys think too. We're working on another video in a different state park in California, and this one was really controversial. Even I agreed with John. And this one is crazy because you got to get a permit to photograph it. So we're still trying to figure out how we bring it to you, but do it the right way. So stay tuned for that one. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification so you get alerted when that video comes out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs up. And we want to thank you so much for watching. So if you're freaking out about the wildflowers and the Superbloom, take it easy.
Take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Shut your mouth and let Americans go where they want to.
Sage agrees, she's singing.
Look at Sage, look. So, one of the things that we got to experience was watching our 3-year-old run around in these paths all around this Superbloom. Did she pick a few flowers? She did.